Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the show. I know you weren't hearing any audio. You were all probably checking your devices for volume. And I just realized, okay, so
good morning, bro.
The only thing I said is
through.
we might not be blocked on DLive anymore. So that's a good thing. If we're not blocked on DLive, great. But we might still be. But either way, no one ever watches on DLive anyway, so it's not like I've ever gained a follower from DLive. So it's no big deal. Yeah, you checked
my volume.
Hey, Elisa, Doc, and Margie. Good morning, everybody.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Let me tell you something. I've only snorted half a line of ultra potent super male vitality this morning to get ready for this show. And I want you to know I've got my game face on and I'm rocking and ready for my day because, of course, I've only snorted half a line of ultra potent super male vitality. And we are ready for this court case to go. Are you guys ready? This is some of the greatest content you're ever going to find on a podcast anywhere, and I am so proud to bring it to you. So this is 32 minutes into the testimony, and I'm going to just give you the first 30 minutes of what they discussed. It's really not a big deal, and the reason why I'm coming, because it was a little slow, and they were just trying to get their gears going. We still have a full hour and a half of testimony left. So at the beginning there's just trivial things they have to do. And then they finally get Alex Jones on there and then they start asking him questions. And mostly what they're asking him at the beginning is what he's been telling his audience and about the way he portrays the courtroom to his audience. And it's kind of funny. We might go back to that. I'll just fill you in really quick. He on Infowars.com, he's got a web page on his website, and it's called Kangaroo Court, and you can see the testimony going on. He calls it a Kangaroo Court, which is, an attack at the court. And then he has pictures and memes of the judge being posted on his site, or I guess in the chat or whatever, of the judge with laser eyes and being on fire and acting like a monster, and he's calling her a tyrant, and all these people are calling her a tyrant. And they wanted to drill down what a tyrant was with him, what he felt a tyrant was. And boy, oh boy, did they have some problems around that, because his lawyer said, look, if you're going to have him talk about what he thinks a tyrant is, then he's going to be able to talk about Hillary Clinton. He's going to be able to talk about all the global elitists. And you're not going to want to open that door because there's a giant fire burning on the other side of it. And boy, oh boy, they opened the freaking door. And, he's sitting there listening to all of the sidebar. They ask the jury to leave, but he stays, and he knows exactly what's going on, man. He can hear it all, and it's just hilarious. So I want you guys to just check this out. We're going to get in. We're going to smoke a little, and while we're going to listen to Alex Jones a little bit here, and I think you guys are really going to like this testimony. It's amazing. I'll get the audio up here for you.
I'll see you, counsel, on the sidebar.
Okay, 1 second. Let's do one more thing here. I'm going to bring this up on another page. I'm using the wrong browser. So let's bring up this browser. Here we go. And we'll be up and running here in just a second. Here we go. This will give me a separate volume control.
I don't know if it was violated. What I just asked Mr. Jones.
I think that I accept Attorney Pattis's representation that it would.
Okay, well,
am I understanding what you're saying, Attorney Pattis?
Well, I mean, obviously I'd have to get your permission to inquire, but I believe that this is opening the door.
If you accept Attorney Pattis's view here, then pretty much any question I ask Mr. Jones about what he does, Attorney Pattis is going to say it opens the door. So I don't think me asking him whether or not he's making money from saying this opens the door to this, whatever his...
Here's the problem with that. That's not the question you asked, Mr. I mean,
opens the door to him being able to be in a court of law and start calling out all the global elitists for all their war crimes. That's what and look, he didn't say the words because the judge doesn't want them to mention it. Okay, and this is funny because it plays right into everything that Alex Jones has ever said about the United States government and the courts, is that they're all tied in together, and this is literally proving his point right here.
It's quite clear. Mr. Jones was asked a question about whether his credibility was the most important thing. He denied it and then gratuitously offered that crushing the globalists was. That's
it. That's what happened. They wanted to know if his reputation was important to him. They said, what's the most important thing to you about your show, about your presentation? And he said, crushing the global elitists. And as soon as he said that, everyone had a cow because he just made a statement that's supposed to be based in fact. And now he's accusing, the Clintons, the Obamas, whoever's in power, global elitists. He likes to say, Bilderbergs or freaking, Soros or whatever. And these people, this judge, she doesn't want this mentioned in her courtroom.
Counsel had two options.
They've already opened the door.
Strike that answer is non-responsive and then gone on to the question that he just asked. You're just here to make a buck. But he didn't. He adopted the answer, opening the door. It's part of a pattern in this case. He's
not there to make a buck or to further his reputation. He's there to expose what he believes is a global conspiracy. And once you ask him that question, you've opened up that line of questioning, and his defense attorney can come in there and just open up so many old wounds.
The motions in limine here as a sword rather than a shield, and we're entitled to swordsmanship as well, and we will engage it.
Right. So there
you go. That's the defense attorney.
Inquire about his
you hear that?
monetizing his.
We'll engage in swordsmanship as well as shielding him. And if you want to allow us a sword, and we're going to fucking start cutting some shit up. That's exactly what his lawyer just said. This is exciting, isn't it? I love this shit. You should only snort half a line of ultra potent super male vitality before you watch this trial. Only half a line because it is so ultra potent. You let me talk here, and you're going to see. We're going to get right to the bottom of this. Rocking ready to go.
Do you need a minute?
No, we're ready.
Do you need a moment? Okay, here we go. Do you see Alex Jones is like... Here we go. Here we go. Let's get on with it. Ask your question. Maybe that lawyer, that attorney for the state, he needs a freaking half a line of ultra potent super male vitality to get himself going like Alex does. Super ultra potent. It's happening in your state. What state is this? Is it where is this, Lisa? What state is this in? Probably says it right there on the screen, doesn't it? Somewhere. I see SUST. Back there backwards, it looks like SU. I don't know what that would be. My Gorilla Glue is so ultra potent, I will smoke only half a bowl in the morning because it is so ultra potent. There's our boy. I will smoke only half a bowl of Trendy Nays ultra potent cannabis.
Francesco Moro.
Because it is so ultra potent.
Hi.
Hey, Francesco. Clearing my desk here. Clearing my desk. Woo!
Francesco Moro. Hello.
Hello. Okay, let's smoke a bowl and get ready for this. Quarter of the hour, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
The record will reflect the entire panel has returned.
This is some of the greatest content you're going to find anywhere on podcasts today is this show. So welcome to the great content
Whenever you're ready.
pot of
Thank
gold.
you, Your Honor.
We've hit the end of the rainbow, everybody, with content today.
Since
Cheers.
this trial started September 13th, it's day 7. How much money has Free Speech Systems made?
I haven't kept track of it.
You haven't been getting daily text messages with the sales numbers?
No.
Jeff
Your
Lund,
testimonies in the last week?
morning
Nobody
cheers.
sent you any text messages or other communications with the daily sales?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Would you mind checking your phone at the break?
Objection,
Don't have my phone with me.
Okay. Well, when you get a chance.
objection,
You normally get,
There's an objection.
that's not,
I couldn't hear.
objection, that's not proper.
ongoing discovery obligation.
Well, if that is the case, Attorney Titus, I'm sure you'll deal with it at the break. So we can move on.
You normally get daily sales reports, right?
Sometimes I do.
Tim Frugier sent you those?
No.
Tim Frugier sent you those back in 2019.
You know, if there's one thing I've noticed about this whole trial that drives me crazy is that this lawyer right here, he drills down so many points that have nothing to do with anything. You know, he's going after all of these satellite issues, all of these things that are like way out there and far away from the actual, you know, the planet of crimes that this man is guilty of committing, you know. Trying to say that he's making money right now, isn't that everybody's job on the planet to make money? Oh, how dare you make money off this trial? How dare you profit? Oh, get off your highfalutin horse, motherfucker. You gave him an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity.
Yes, that's when he was an employee, yes.
Right. Now he is an affiliate
Yes.
with you, right? He helps run this website called freeworldoutlet.com,
Yes.
and you have a financial interest in that, don't you?
I think it buys products from us.
Excuse me?
Buys products from us and sells them.
It buys products from you. You make money that way,
Mhm.
and then they sell products on that website, right?
Yes.
And that's Tim Frugier, your former business director, right?
Hey, Jeff
Yes.
Lund.
And you set him up financially to do that, yes?
I don't believe so, no.
You don't recall testifying in your deposition, sir, that you funded Free World Outlet initially to get him off the ground?
Wow.
Can you refresh me with that testimony?
I'm asking you right now if you recall
Wow. This is a problem.
I don't remember. Free World Outlet's a very small site. I'm not really paying attention to it.
it. Okay. Did you tell the corporate rep about that? FreeWorldOutlet.com?
I don't remember.
Okay. Who was the corporate rep, by the way?
Brittany Paz.
Objection, which one? When? Timing.
The one who testified here.
Brittany Paz.
And the
Brittany Pot Pies? What?
so Tim Frugier, who now helps run FreeWorldOutlet.com, he used to give you daily sales reports. Yes.
Sometimes, yes.
Who does it now?
I've not been getting those reports.
Okay. Well, who does it when you do get them?
I can go in and I can pull up the reports myself, but I've not been
Francesco Moro.
doing that
Who is
because
this
I
man,
don't.
nay?
We
Mr.
don't.
Jones, the question I asked is who's doing it now?
This is Alex Jones from Infowars.com.
When you do get
He's
them.
been on Joe Rogan's show many times. They're personal friends. In fact, he's instrumental in getting Joe Rogan to move to Texas.
Well, I'm not allowed.
Does anybody send you?
Objection,
I'm
he's
not.
trying to answer, Judge.
I'm not allowed under the judge's order to tell you about what happened to my company.
That's not true, Mr. Jones. What I'm asking you is who sends you daily sales reports?
He's answered, asked and answered several
I
times.
didn't get the answer, so can you say the answer? Who would?
Okay, you're telling me to answer the question.
All right, so, well, I'm going to excuse the jury again.
Here we
You
go.
get your exercise today.
They're so stupid. She's right. This is a kangaroo court. And you can see the frustration on Alex Jones's face right now while he has to deal with these morons. You know, you tell me I can't say one thing. Why is this asshole asking me questions about what you told me I can't talk about? What kind of a fucking judge are you? You know, he's making some great points here. And it's fucking Alex
I
Jones.
think he's following the rules here. I think he was probably going to say one of the bankruptcy.
Who's going to say?
It's just the bankruptcy people are in control of it.
Who sends you the daily sales report?
Objection.
All right, so,
They've taken it
So-
all.
Objection.
well, that was nice and loud.
Dude, when he calls objection, they need to stop. You know, this fucking dick attorney, as soon as the other attorney says objection, boom, you got to stop. Now, as soon as he says objection, he has the fucking floor. And for this cunt to let him keep talking while he's calling an objection, dude, this is a kangaroo fucking court, man. We all watch Law and Order. You guys know what happens when one lawyer says objection. Everybody shuts up. You know, every goddamn portrayed or real court where I've ever seen another attorney say objection, it stops right there. He gets to say his objection, and then the judge decides on whether or not there should be an objection or not. But this fucking cunt lets him keep talking while he's saying objection, 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 objection. He said like fucking 4 times. It's a kangaroo court. So let's go back. Let's go back and hear that. It's psychotic.
Again, you're going to get your exercise today for those of you who wear Fitbits.
No law regarding cannabis. I need a bong hit because this is a kangaroo court. And no matter whether he's guilty or not, he is guilty as sin. He's guilty. He makes an excellent point when he talks about global elitists and kangaroo courts, because that's what this is. Cheers. And it's not his fault.
Jeff Lund, you're absolutely correct.
They're idiots.
I
think he's following the rules here. I think he was probably going to say one of the bankruptcy.
It's just the bankruptcy people are in control of it.
Who sends you the daily sales
Margie
report?
Objection.
All right,
Cheers
so-
to you, Nate.
They've taken it all.
Objection.
Well, that was nice and loud.
4 times he had to say it to get her to shut the fuck up.
That calls for the identity of the person.
No. So, in fairness to Mr. Jones, he could have said whatever the lingo is for a bankruptcy. What were you going to say?
Yes, until yesterday, the CRO, the bankruptcy's in full control of everything.
So,
And they,
That's not responsive to my question.
Objection.
no.
because I can't say it's,
So,
Dude, I am dying to find out if it was Alex Jones who claimed bankruptcy or if it's fucking InfoWars that claimed bankruptcy. This is crazy. I didn't even know about this. Does anybody know about the bankruptcy? Crazy. They're wiping him out.
You asked who sent him who gets the daily sales reports now, and if the
Holy
answer was
shit.
the bankruptcy
This is getting
person,
more and
then
more
he knows
interesting.
He's not supposed to say that.
I said, who sends you daily sales reports?
He said no one does. When he gets them from the bankruptcy people.
I don't think he said no one does.
He
but
said no.
That is correct.
3 times.
All right, so what do you propose to do? Because he's following.
Make your
rules.
fucking
Okay.
point,
Well,
douchebag.
thank you.
Make your fucking point, buzzhead.
Right? So
You know?
why don't we get the panel? I think it's a good thing we brought the coffee pot today.
Can the jury be informed that that was an appropriate break because there was concern about compliance with the court order?
No.
The adjustment on the mic. It's fucking weird. Dude, this man is going to fucking explode. He's going to have a heart attack. He's going to die. He cannot take this. I mean, I know that he is a high pressure guy, but this is going to be too much. This is going to fucking kill this dude. He's bankruptcy. He's getting fucking
This is
sued.
why I try to stay out
He's
of
got
the
to sit in
justice
this
side.
courtroom,
It's a
dude.
mess.
Can you just imagine what's going on inside that man's skull right now? I mean, he's a tough guy, but I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this. Dude, you could just see it. It's fucking breaking him. And the thing I got to give Alex Jones credit for this is that he retains his composure throughout all this, what I've seen so far. He sits in that courtroom and he is very professional. So I give him credit for that, man. It's got to be, because he's got some psychosis. Definitely, the man's got some psychosis. So you got to give him credit for
Alrighty, welcome
bottling
back.
that shit up while he's sitting in a courtroom.
Take your seats whenever you're comfortable.
Okay, the jury has
So
come
I hope
back
you don't
in.
think we're being,
Yes,
be
ma'am.
seated. I hope you don't think we're being
Has
impolite.
composed, but highly
Yeah,
agitated.
Dude, his head looks like it's going to explode.
You all get up and go to your room than us trying to all set up somewhere else.
See that?
So,
See what he just did?
Just bear with us.
See how he's like
Thank you.
trying to make all these
Just
adjustments
I'm
and
gonna shift
shit?
gears a little bit.
He is busting out of his skin right now, guys.
Do you agree with me that your reputation is very important to you?
And I got to say this. He's brought this all on himself. It's very hard to have sympathy for him after what he did to the victims of Sandy Hook. It is very hard to have sympathy for this guy. But at the same time, this is a moment for him to appear to all the entire world as a human being, right? As one of us, and to expose some of his beliefs for a wider audience. This is, if
GM Bro,
he's
Trendis.
thinking, and I hope he is, this is a tremendous opportunity for him. And he could change his whole life, because right now he's able to reach all of us. You know, we're not going to go to InfoWars. Nobody's going to fucking watch him there. They banned him off of all social media. So he's got a platform right now, man, and he can appear as human as he can possibly be. I think that's the best thing for him. Because after what he did, it's unforgivable. What he did,
Do you agree that
what he did is unforgivable. What Alex Jones did is unforgivable. You know, you don't punch down. And you have, once you learn that, your whole life changes. And he might stop punching down, you know. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. Claiming bankruptcy, that won't necessarily break a person. He's got lots of money. And he's got lots of opportunities. So
protecting your identity from lies and falsehoods about you is something that you care about?
Well, I just lost 4 viewers. I wonder why. I wonder why 4 people just left the show. We were doing good. Don't leave, guys. Hang out, man. This is going to be some interesting content. Really, don't leave, man. This is, I don't think I've seen this far into this video yet.
I care about freedom.
That was my question. So my question was, would you agree that protecting your identity, your own identity, from people lying about you, spreading falsehoods about you, that's important to you, is it not?
It's a yes or a no or a
Yes.
I mean, that's just a human thing, isn't it? Nobody wants to be lied on, right?
No.
I'm interested in seeing this.
And particularly about
lost another viewer
that make them
who didn't say anything. They just leave.
And you have those things in your life, your family, yes,
Yes.
your work.
It's like they just want to check out my fucking
Yes.
my stomach.
Your
They're like, what the fuck's
relationships
going
with your
on?
loved ones,
And then they leave.
right?
You're like, fuck that guy.
Yes.
The lessons you learned as a young person about how to be in the world, yes.
Yes.
All of these things that go into who you are as a person, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And-
so let me pause right here and just say, this was the line of questioning, like that was a half hour ago, that caused all of the dispute. And they had to ask the jury to leave twice since they started asking him this question of if his reputation was important to him.
You would never want to
Just
be
catching you up on the
maligned or
first
lied
half
about
hour that you guys,
about those
I didn't
things
play.
that are important to you.
We might go back and watch it though.
Yes,
Now
but I
I'm
have been playing.
look,
You haven't, and that's
now I'm down to 11 viewers, and still, even each one of these viewers that leaves, they don't say anything before they leave. They just leave. Huh. You know what I'm gonna do when all of everyone that leaves. You know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk some serious smack about every single person that left the show. You know I'm gonna do it. Now I'm down. I've
World is
lost
an easy place.
6 viewers
When people
in the
become
last
political figures, they get
2
in the
minutes.
arena.
you know what? I think that was probably what you were just trying to do. There was to suggest.
Objection.
Okay, one of them came
And
back.
as I
Good.
told the jury,
Thank you.
and I know you're probably sick of hearing it from me, but this case is not about politics, right? To hearing the
Francesco
answers.
Mora.
We're gonna move on.
Okay, so
Yes, ah ha ha.
something got political there, and I missed it, so I want to see what was said there. Hold on.
Mr. Blow 313
Your
sets
relationships with your loved ones,
top.
right?
Yes.
The
Francesco
lessons you
Mora.
learned as a young person about how to be in the world, yes.
Yes.
All of these things that go into who you are as a person, right?
Yes.
And you would never want to be maligned or lied about those things that are core to you, correct?
Yes, but I have been plenty.
You have been, and that's been hurtful, isn't it?
What?
The world isn't an easy place. When people become political figures, they get in their arena.
You know what? I think that was probably what you were just trying to do there, was to suggest.
Objection.
Sustained, and as I told the jury, and I know you're probably.
You guys, I am missing. Let me turn on the captioning because I am missing what he's saying right there. Plenty, you have been, and that's been hurtful, isn't it?
The world isn't an easy place. When people become political figures, they get in their arena.
Oh, they get in the arena. You know, you guys, what he just said is a tenet of free speech, is public figures are fair game. It's always been that way. Now, what's interesting is social media is now changing that. You can't go on the internet. You can't go on any one of the social media and say that you hate so-and-so. You can't say that anymore. You used to be able to do that. Can't do it anymore. Even if it's a public figure. You can't say you hate, who the president of the United States is. You can't say you hate. You can't use the word hate anymore. So it used to be that when you became a public figure, you were fair game. The Queen of England didn't matter, man. I don't care if your dead lady die or you're fucking, dead fucking, who was it recently died? Was it, John McCain? Did Newt Gingrich die yet? No, not Newt Gingrich. It was, some old fucking pig motherfucker. Whatever. And you can't, celebrate their death and you can't say bad things and blah, 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 blah. They have literally changed the rules on us. And I've watched it happen because when YouTube first started, man, and Twitter first started, it was the wild, wild west, bro. We used to go on social media 10 years ago, Facebook, whatever the fuck. We used to say whatever the fuck we wanted. We did whatever we wanted. We said whatever we wanted. We had so much fun. And no one ever used the term Facebook jail. We didn't even know what it was.
Nate, could you slide your video feed on the left side of screen to the top so we can read the CC captions?
All right.
Gattrell. Today is my grandson's birthday. He is 23.
Nope. Mitch better have my honey. Pat out. Pat out. What? I know what you're thinking. You're like, dude, how can you eat all of that food? What? Already grabbed it. Yeah. I grabbed my butter and my seed. I get all of my things that I like to eat.
Happy birthday to your grandson.
Oh, Margie, happy birthday to your grandson. Okay, so we got interrupted there, but from a delivery we're using the Ubers for our foods, and you can't beat having some pancakes and some eggs and some bacon.
Gattrell.
while you're watching a little bit
Thank
of
you,
Alex
Nay.
Jones, smoking a little bit of good cannabis, having a little bit of the scrambled
Blue
eggs and the
313 sets
bacons.
Congrats, Margie.
We got a little bit of the maple, the breakfast syrup. Where is it? Corn syrup. Mom, don't use this poison. Don't use this poison.
What is that?
Corn syrup. Yeah. We got syrup. Yeah. Don't use this. This is straight poison. Look at the ingredients. Oh, we don't do it that. We do pure maple syrup in this house. Okay, so. I'll bring it back. Okay. Use it and bring it back. I shall use. We've got maple syrup. We don't fuck around with that fucking corn syrup bullshit, dude. Fuck that. We will use some natural maple syrup because it's what we do, son. Fuck that shit. Dude, what else is in that? Because it's not just corn syrup, right? It's like, oh, it's throwing garbage. I want to read the ingredients. Mom, corn syrup is straight poison. I mean, it's literally like you say, sugar's poison. Corn syrup is poison on steroids. Yeah, I know. That's a pancake, baby. This is a pancake, baby. We're having kikis.
What are you eating?
We're eating some kikis. Where's my glasses? Looking for my glasses. I can't find my glasses. I don't have a pair of glasses in here. All right, well, let me just do this. All right. Corn syrup, high. Jesus Christ. Mom, it's corn syrup and then it's high fructose corn syrup. First and second ingredients. Dude, straight fucking. Dude, we should call Kiki's and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let me talk to the manager. You know? Hey, let me talk to the manager at Kiki's. You've been eating that poison every time you go over there.
Push, Ned tap.
Mitch better have my honey. Or in this case, my maple syrup. I'm going to have a bite of this pancake.
313 sets
I'm going to let you know how it is. My mom says that. Oh, I got the blueberry. Oh, my God. Yeah, she's right. Yeah. There's something different there. She's like, I don't know how they do it. Oh, my God, dude. No fat milk. Love it. Drink it all the time. Zero fat. Zero fat milk. So I can, get fat other ways.
We were warned about contempt and was trying to put me in the case with these snide comments, and I don't think you should tolerate it. Mr. Jones said something that was not true about my business here. Did you not do that?
I need to say something to correct it, because what he said was untrue. You need to say something.
No, I want you to admonish counsel. I am not in the case. I'm not going to be put in the case. I'll get on the stand.
Let's not put Attorney Pattis in the case. But you want me to say anything to the jury about if you were possible or not?
I welcome you to say that what he just said was not accurate.
I don't know.
I didn't tell him to be here too.
Here's the deal. At one point,
Margie Gattrell.
He said,
I have been up for over 24 hours. I now got to
Dude,
get some
come on,
sleep.
Margie. Are you not listening to the sidebar? Margie, are you listening to the sidebar? Jesus Christ, really? I mean, I wonder if you guys even pay attention to the show sometimes. Holy shit. I've been up for 24 hours. I gotta get some sleep. Great day. Love y'all. Okay, thanks for talking over. We're all listening to a freaking sidebar. Holy shit. Do you guys realize that when you type into the chat, it's going to speak over what we're trying to listen to, right? Are you paying attention? God, so
We don't
freaking
get into
rude,
offer
man.
testimony, there was no question pending, so it's best not to do that, okay?
Judge, may we approach briefly sidebar?
I'm
I'm
Your Honor, I'd like to
ask
move
for
on.
relief from the court based on a problem.
I'll see you, counsel, on the sidebar.
Playing it over.
We were warned about contempt, and he's trying to put me in the case with these snide comments, and I don't think you should tolerate it.
Mr. Jones said something that was not true about when he was here.
Would you like me to say something to correct it? Because what he said was untrue. You want me to say something?
No, I want you to admonish counsel. I am not in the case. I'm not going to be put in the case. I'll get on the
Well,
stand.
let's not put Attorney Cox in the case. But do you want me to say anything to the jury about the prosecution or not?
I welcome you to say that what he just said.
Sean, aka Trendy Orca.
I don't know.
I didn't tell him to be here.
Howdy today, and you are so screwed, Alex Jones.
Sean, sidebar, bro.
Early in the day, you alerted me. I don't know when I got to him. I just don't know. I did know that I asked him, Chris, please, before you
What do you
start,
want me to say? So that we can move on. 'Cause
let's just move on. I just don't want to be, I don't want the sniping directed at me.
Okay.
You know,
Can you pull that back up?
I got the volume turned all the way up so we can hear this
And then
shit.
down
You guys
here
want to talk over it.
Is Greg Reese. That's your contractor?
Yes.
Okay.
Pay attention.
So anybody come to this band.video page, they got you up top, the Alex Jones show, they can see anything they want there, right? Of your shows.
Yes.
You got the War Room with Owen Schroyer. He's the guy who comes on after you, right?
Yes.
American Journal. That's the gentleman who comes on before you. Those are your 3 live broadcasts each day, yes?
Yes, Chris.
I think I saw this part for some reason.
You can back out of that.
Dude. Did we get rewound or something? Why are we way back here?
I tend to run a pretty formal courtroom, Mr. Jones, which is why I call you Mr. Jones.
Thank you.
So, attorney, attorney.
Attorney Matty.
I think we were already.
You've been telling your audience, Mr. Jones, this week and last, that this is a kangaroo court. Judge Bellis is a tyrant. It's part of a plot. Because you don't want your audience to know what's really happening here. Isn't that correct?
No.
Objection, motion, eliminate opening a door.
I don't think I'm opening any door with that.
All right, so I think you can answer that question, sir, but just remember the issues that are off limits.
Because your credibility, sir, is the most important thing with your audience, isn't it?
How do I answer a question, Your Honor, that I've been barred from answering under orders of the court?
All right, so the question is, your credibility is the most important thing to you. Is that a question that
It's the most
you?
important thing with your
No,
audience. Right?
my most important.
No, okay, no. Your credibility is not your most important thing.
For some reason, the video got rewound, okay? I don't know. We're way up, but that was the part where they excused the jury. Listen to his response.
Crushing the globalist.
Crushing
Right there.
globalists.
Mm-hmm.
Crushing the globalists. And as soon as he said that, that means in the courtroom there, and that guy acknowledges it, and he doesn't call up some kind of an objection to what was just said. That leaves that line of questioning wide open for the defense now to come in and start exposing the globalists and explain why Alex Jones goes crazy, right? So this is huge right here. This is probably the most important part of the entire. Look at the jump here. 33. We're at 35.27. And it won't let me get in at 35 anywhere near there. It just skips over it. It's so funny. So 35.27. We want to go to like 35.20. It skips. Isn't that funny? Okay, this is 35.41.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I
I'm
don't think
going
that
to
there's.
excuse the jury at this point for 5 minutes so that we can work out this issue, okay?
Isn't that funny? YouTube won't let you rewind right to that spot. I can't do it. I tried to. I even tried to move the slider onto it. 35.20. Watch. It goes to 33.20. You see this? It goes to 35.38, and then I try to move it back a tiniest little fraction. 35.35, 35.30. 35.19. Here we go.
No, my most important.
No, okay, no. Your credibility is not your most important.
It's crushing the globalist.
Crushing globalists.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell your audience that they need to keep letting you crush those globalists for the sake of their own families, right?
Objection, Judge. Motion limiting your opening.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I
I'm
don't think
going
that
to
there's...
excuse the jury at this point.
That's the moment, guys. That's it. That's when it happened. And that causes a half hour of debate over whether or not they're going to let Alex Jones talk about crushing globalists, dude. And they try so hard to make him not say this. So that's good. I'm glad we went back that far because that's exactly where it was. But now we're going to jump ahead to where we were. Okay, we were at a sidebar. For some reason, we skipped backwards, but I'm believing we're probably about right here. Let's just hear where we are. And I can show you the memes of he had of the judge. It was pretty funny.
He's going to talk about why he sued the Young Turks, and he believes that they're part of another political conspiracy. I mean...
Oh, we've gone too far. We got to go back. Oh my God, this is just going to get crazy. We're going to be watching this for a while.
You make money that way, and then they sell products on that website, right?
Okay, yes. We're here.
And that's Tim Fruget, your former business director, right?
Yes.
And you set him up financially to do that, yes?
I don't believe so, no.
You don't recall testifying in your deposition, sir, that you funded Free World Outlet initially to get him off the ground?
Can you refresh me with that testimony?
I'm asking you right now, if you recall
Just plead the fifth.
I don't remember Free World Outlet's a very small
site. Plead the fifth, Alex.
Not really paying attention to it.
Okay.
You don't remember.
And did you tell the corporate rep about that? FreeWorldOutlet.com?
I don't remember.
Don't incriminate yourself.
Who was the corporate rep, by the way?
Brittany.
Objection. Which one? When? Timing.
The one who testified here.
Brittany Paz.
And so Tim Fruget, who now helps run FreeWorldOutlet.com, he used to give you daily sales reports, yes?
Sometimes, yes.
Who does it now?
I've not been getting those reports.
Okay, well, who does it when you do get them?
I can go in and I can pull up the reports myself, but I've not been doing that because we don't.
Mr. Jones, the question I ask is, who's doing it now when you do get them?
Well, I'm not allowed.
Does anybody send you?
Objection. He's trying to answer, Judge.
I'm not allowed under the judge's order to tell you about what happened to my company.
That's not true, Mr. Jones. What I'm asking you is who sends you daily sales reports?
He's answered, asked and answered several
I
times.
didn't get the answer, so can you say it again, sir? Who would be?
Okay, you're telling me to answer the question.
All right, so I'm going to excuse the jury again. You're going to get your exercise today for those of you who wear Fitbits. So just put your pads down and you'll follow along. I think he's following the rules here. I think he was probably going to say one of the bankruptcy.
That's just the bankruptcy people are in control of it.
Who sends you the daily sales report?
Objection, objection, objection.
All right, so.
They've taken it all.
Objection.
Well, that was nice and loud. So.
That calls for the identity of the person.
No. So, in fairness to Mr. Jones, he could have said whatever the lingo is for a bankruptcy dog. What were you going to say?
Yes, until yesterday, the CRO, the bankruptcy's in full control of everything.
So,
and they.
That's not responsive to my question.
Objection.
No.
Because I can't say it.
So the question, no, you did the right thing. You asked who sent him the daily, who gets the daily sales reports now, and if
Save
the
half a
answer
pancake
was
and 2
the
pieces of bacon
bankruptcy
for
person,
tomorrow
then
or
he knows he's not
lunch.
supposed to say
You can
that.
wrap that up,
Sends
put that
you
next to the meats and the
daily
cheeses,
sales reports.
put that in the
He
freezer,
said
wrap
no
it
one
up, tuck,
does.
tuck,
When
fold,
he
I like to
gets
say.
them, he gets them
TTF.
in bankruptcy.
I don't think he said no.
TTF.
That is
Right back.
correct.
All right, so what do you propose to do?
It's the best
Because
fucking
we
pancake I've ever
followed
had,
the rules.
but this
Okay.
is a problem.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, so why don't we get the panel? I think it's a good
Poisoning
thing
your
for
fucking
the-
customers. Garbage.
Can the jury be informed that that was an appropriate rate because there was concern about compliance with the court order?
No.
Chris Regpick. Stop censor a hit.
The food was hot just now. What are you talking about? My butter melted on my pancake.
Chris Regpick. Hello?
So tell me the food's not hot. Tell me the food's not hot. Dude, the butter melted. Stop censorship. Hey, what's up there, Chris? Welcome. Ice cold fat-free milk, man. It's so good. I'm taking my probiotic and taking my goddamn heartburn omeprazole. Okay, I don't think we've been this far yet.
Alrighty, welcome back.
He stands when the jury comes in.
Take your seats whenever you're comfortable. So I hope you don't think please be seated. I hope you don't think we're being impolite. We have issues to discuss, and it's so much easier to have you all get up and go to your own than us trying to all
Chris
get up
Regpick.
somewhere else. So,
I remember him during Sandy Hook.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Do you agree with me that your reputation is very important to you?
Objection to the form, Judge.
overruled.
Overruled.
No, I don't agree.
Do you agree that protecting your identity from lies and falsehoods about you is something that you care about?
I care about freedom.
That was my question. So my question was, do you agree that protecting your identity, your own identity, from people lying about you, spreading falsehoods about you, that's important to you, is it not?
It's a yes or a no or a
Yes.
Okay,
That's just
we
a
did
human
see
thing,
this.
isn't it?
Okay.
Chris
Nobody wants to
Regpick.
lie about it, right?
No.
Has an idiot, but does not deserve this.
And particularly about the court.
He completely deserves this. He brought this on himself and completely deserves this. Are you kidding me? After what he did to those families? Have you been paying attention to any of these court cases, bro? He's fucking dragged them through the mud over bullshit conspiracy shit while their children had gotten murdered, bro.
Regpick. Why? Keith. I bought his 5K air filter that filters out the nanobots out of the air.
You know, and you should also try
Chris
my,
Regpick.
I've got Super Male
No.
Vitality, his Ultra Potent. Ultra Potent Super Male Vitality. I will snort only half a line in the morning because it is so ultra potent.
Or things that make them who they are, right?
Yes.
And you have those things in your life. Your family, yes.
Yes.
Your work,
Yes.
your relationships with your loved ones, right?
Yes.
The lessons you learned as a young person about how to be in the world, yes.
Yes.
All of these things that go into who you are as a person, right?
Chris Regpick
Yes.
And
is a pig.
you would never want to be maligned or lied about
Yeah, he's
those
a pig.
things that are poor to you, correct?
Yes, but I have been plenty.
You have been, and that's been hurtful, isn't it?
The world isn't an easy place. When people become political figures, they get in their arena.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was probably.
And that's where we stopped before. Well, that's the world's not a political place. And when they step into the arena, they're become political figures. And what I said was that's changed now. Social media has changed that, and you can't use the word hate anymore. So the arena has become more of a Nerf, fun house, like a bounce house,
Just trying to do there was to suggest.
Objection.
Sustained, and as I told the jury, and I know you're probably sick of hearing it from me, but this case is not about politics, okay? It's a hearing of damages.
Okay, that's what she'd responded to that why I rewound it.
That my clients, these families, deserved what they got because they had stepped into the arena.
53-30.
Argumentative.
No.
That's not what you. Okay.
But I'm saying when you get.
That's not what you were saying.
But
Just wait for.
So what I'm trying to get at, though, Mr. Jones, is that these things that are core to who you are, core to anybody, is they're lied about and defamed.
G33K.
People that can be very hurtful.
Bill Hicks has gained
Let
weight.
me tell you something. As
And
Bill
although
Hicks,
being critical
I was a great comedian.
This court. And
I told a lot of jokes, but I told so many jokes that my voice got kind of gravelly, rough. So I decided to get into podcasting because I have a much better persona now for podcasting than I do for stand-up comedy. But my stand-up comedy was unbeatable. It was one of the funniest comedians to ever command a stage. But I would only snort half a line of ultra-potent super male vitality before I would go on stage. I had that edge, over all the other comedians of my time.
you yourself have sought protection.
No law regarding cannabis, everybody. Cheers. Bottom of the hour. Look at that. Great. It's always time to smoke here at Nate's Garden.
I have before.
Yeah, and in fact, during this very lawsuit, you yourself have brought a lawsuit against others who you claim had defamed you, correct?
So you're talking about the Young Turks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did that, right?
Yes.
Can we bring up Exhibit 434 for Mr. Jones, please?
Fuller ID.
ID, Your Honor.
134.
Motion.
Chris Redpick.
434.
What did he do to the families?
Called them crisis actors.
Why don't I take a look at it first?
Said it was all fake.
So, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones was asked about this in his deposition.
Doesn't matter, Judge.
How many pages is this?
Faye Anchor. Good job.
Hey, Faye, what's up, buddy?
9 pages, I believe.
I could speed it up while these moments of. Oh, wait. Is he going to talk?
The ID in here too.
I can give you my copy, Judge, if you want to
No,
look at
that's, I don't want to take your copy. Just give me a minute. If you want
I'm speeding it up. You're welcome, guys. We're going double speed right now. 56 minutes in. He's just contemplating what's going on in his life right now. He's got some time to sit there and think about shit. Okay, sidebar.
He's going to talk about why he sued the Young Turks, and he believes that they're part of another political conspiracy. I mean, the problem with this fellow is everything is part of a conspiracy.
Everything will be on the table once he starts talking about it.
It's offered to show his knowledge of damages, especially because the Young Turks are another media organization.
They're a media?
They're a media organization. That's it.
They're competing people who he thinks got co-opted as part of a conspiracy against him.
But look, that to me isn't in politics, and beyond that, that's not relevant for the purpose.
But you don't get, my position is, Judge, the plaintiffs don't get to choose the purpose without opening. They can't say, well, we get to hurt.
They open the door.
Help your own client. It doesn't work that way.
They
In the same way
the door.
that many of the exhibits they've offered contain the very figures whose names
Puts it on the table.
I'm prohibited from mentioning.
They're still going over the same issue.
Well, I don't know that you're using it. The court needs to rule.
I'd ask you, this opens the door to anything beyond the issues that I'm going to ask him.
I'm going to ask him. I'll ask him why he sued the Young Turks, and then they're going to have to live with
Margie
it.
Gatrell. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you mad. I'm out.
It might.
All right, Margie.
You don't know.
Again, during a sidebar, Margie cuts in. Funny, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
If he
Whatever,
answers truthfully-
whatever, Margie.
If he answers truthfully, he will talk about them being part of it, having been co-opted by a political opponent. Yes.
Based on what?
It doesn't have to contain. It's under.
We're literally in another sidebar. We're trying to pay attention to what's being said once again, and you felt the need to fucking cut in for no reason but your own narcissism. Okay, Margie, bye.
Then I'll just disrupt you like I get politics.
Well, I mean, my contention, judges, they don't. That the plaintiffs do not get to open a door and then say you can't look inside the room. And so there are ways to do this without opening that door. But if they're going to open it, we're going to walk.
How do you do it?
You've sued, you know about damage. No, so if the contention is you've sued, you know how people can sue for defamation. You sued for another group, correct? He acknowledged he did. You're seeking damages. You have money damages for your reputation. Yes. That's because you believe that's an appropriate thing to do. Isn't that right? I think that's what they're trying to get. Can I order this piece of the record?
Look, I'm going to ask the questions about it, and we can argue about what the.
Well, no, I'm objecting.
Much better if you did it. Along those lines, so it doesn't open the door.
I don't want to talk about politics with this guy at all.
I'm going to ask him
He
about this
doesn't.
lawsuit and his claim.
He said, I don't want to talk about politics with this guy. Did you guys catch that? Oh, dude, this is so hilarious because everything that Alex Jones says about these courts is being proven by these sidebars right now.
Okay, well,
Judge, I think they do so at their peril.
fine.
If they do so, they do at their peril, man. Did you hear that threat? Oh, I love it. Alex Jones's lawyer is a freaking pit bull, bro. Oh, my God. He might have long hair, but he knows how to lawyer, bro. Alex Jones lawyered up, son.
So
What?
before we pull it up, let's just give the jury a little background. So you brought this lawsuit against an individual named Brianna Wu, correct?
Yes.
An individual named Andrew Kimmel, yes?
Yes.
And an entity called the Young Turks LLC, correct?
Yes.
And you brought that lawsuit in September of 2019, correct?
Yes.
Oh my God, do you guys see what's going on? He is totally doing it. He's going to do what the judge is warning him not to do. He's going to do what the other lawyer said. Hey, man, if you do it, bro, we're going to go there. This is what's going on. What happens after this?
About a year and a half after this lawsuit was filed.
Yes.
And do you know who Brianna Wu is?
It was people online, so-called journalists, saying.
I just asked you about Brianna Wu, so I want to.
I don't remember who she is now.
Okay, you don't remember who she is. Thank you. Do you remember who Andrew Kimmel is?
Not really.
Okay, but you sued them.
I mean, yes.
Okay, and the Young Turks LLC. Am I correct that that's a media organization?
Yes.
Okay, and you brought this lawsuit because you claimed that these people had spread a lie about you, right?
Objection, motion eliminated.
I brought the lawsuit to get him to retract and stop saying it.
But what you wanted
It wasn't money.
Well, we'll get into that. But what you wanted was you sued them because you believed they had spread a lie about you, correct?
Yes, it was directly.
And I wonder what the lie was that the Young Turks he claims the Young Turks was spreading so badly that he felt he had to bring a lawsuit against them. Does anybody know that?
Connected to this case.
Correct. So let's get into that. So what happened was back in 2019, you were required to produce some documents to the plaintiffs in this case, correct?
And I did.
Okay. And among the documents that you gave to your lawyers and that your lawyers produced to us were some emails, correct?
Yes.
And
I think 207,000.
So, sir, really? You just have to answer my
Right,
question.
so-
Yes or no? All right.
Objection to the
So,
comments.
excuse me. So if anyone, either of you need any help with any witness not answering the questions that you're asked, ask me to do it. That's my job. I like to do my job. I'm not bad at my job. I know you know what I'm going to say.
Just yes or no.
Yeah, or I don't. Okay, just answer, sir.
And,
No,
I'm sorry,
still
thank you.
speaking.
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Just look at me. Just yes, no, I don't. Thank you.
Look, I have one job on this ship, and let me do my job. If that computer is going to say something, and I'm going to repeat exactly what that computer says, let me do it. That's her, man. This is Galaxy Quest, man. Dude, right?
Deals. LOL.
Your lawyers, you gave your lawyers
Sigourney Weaver
to send to us, and they sent them, right?
Yes.
And attached to some of those emails were images of child pornography, correct?
Yes.
And the FBI was alerted about this, right?
Yes.
And the FBI concluded that while those emails were in your organization's possession, they had been sent to your organization from outside, correct?
Yes.
And that there wasn't any evidence that you or anybody in your organization had opened them, correct?
Yes.
In other words, that
wow, dude, I remember. So that's what happened. And I guess the Young Turks must have said that he was in possession, knowingly in possession of child pornography. And that wasn't true. And that must have been what the lawsuit was over. I wonder how that lawsuit ended up.
had been sent to us, that had been done inadvertently, correct?
Yes.
And when you were advised of this, you were upset, yes?
Yes.
And so you went on the air, correct?
Yes.
I've noticed a discrepancy between bottom of the hour and quarter of the hour going back up. You know, it's like we don't have a 420 in Newfoundland. 8:39, 8:40. That's 5 more minutes to wait to 8:45, quarter of the hour. I don't know, man. It's like, does anybody think there should be something between bottom of the hour and quarter of the hour going up? Or is that 15 minutes like a moment of clarity we need in our lives? Let me know.
And you blamed my office for having planted it, correct?
No.
Mr. Jones, do you want to see the video, sir?
Go ahead and roll it.
Would you like me to?
I mean, if you want to.
You offered $1 million.
Dude, that is called bluffing. And what Alex Jones just did is called calling someone's bluff. And what he just did was he folded. That was fucking funny. Look at Alex Jones. What a poker player. He's like, you want to show the video? I'm going to deny that shit unless you can show me saying it.
To have my head on a pike.
No, objection, that mischaracterizes it. May we approach?
I don't think we need to.
Yeah, I do.
We're sidebarring, baby.
Come on.
We're sidebarring. She goes, come on. Bring it. We're sidebarring. Oh, I love this.
He didn't. I was sitting right there. Yeah. He was never charged with a crime.
Seen the video.
You've seen the video, and he said he talked about his suspicions about Mr. Manning, but he never said. He said he'd offer $1 million for the person who did it. He had suspicions about him. To suggest as an officer of the court, otherwise, to suggest otherwise as an officer of the court, I'm asking for a curative instruction and admonishment of counsel.
Dude, Alex Jones's lawyer is a fucking schooled, polished pit bull. This guy is great to watch. Did you hear the way he handled that dude? He was like, excuse me. And he just fucking kept talking. He held that goddamn judge's attention.
I'm sitting there. I don't
Can
need
you
to.
ask, so I'm not going to give a curative instruction. I'm not going to admonish. Can you ask me in a different way?
Well, he hasn't answered it.
Right, so
So you can say no, I
objected
guess.
to, so can you ask it in a different way?
No, he can say no if he wants, and I can impeach him.
Can you ask it in a different way?
I don't want to ask it in a different way.
So then I'll sustain the objection and
Thank you.
try to ask it.
It said music. It's funny. It said music. It couldn't decipher what was being said, so it just said music. A deaf person would be saying, why are they playing music in the court?
And Attorney, we're due for a break anytime between now and the next 10 minutes. I'm going to leave it up to
Great.
you as to when is a good point.
Thank you.
Don't take a break.
So, Mr. Jones, when you found out about this, you went on your show, right?
Yes.
And You held my picture up to your audience, yes?
You have to refresh my memory.
Oh, Mr. Jones, you know you did that, don't you?
Objection.
Overruled.
You know you did that.
You held my picture up to your audience. He's like, you know you did that. This is fucking crazy. Look at Alex Jones.
No, I believe you conflated your picture being on the pile of stuff, me saying it was a reward to find out who did it. So how's it a reward if we don't?
Mr. Jones, the question was, you held my picture up, and I'm not sure I got your answer. Was it yes, no, or I don't know?
Or you don't recall.
I don't recall.
I
don't recall.
Do you recall pounding on my picture?
I pounded my desk all the time. It was a pile of papers. I remember that.
Okay, all right. And the reason I'm doing this is because when you went on the air and did all that, people found out that there was this issue about your company having sent child pornography to my office, correct? That's how people found out about it.
Well, you're not going to be clear that someone sent it to me?
No. I think we've established that.
No, but you're getting it set up for clips, though. I know what you're doing.
Mr. Jones, really, I think it's established, and nobody contests that you had nothing to do with that child pornography. Okay, let's make that clear.
Yeah, you guys found it.
Correct. We found it because it was sent to us, right?
Because it was hidden, embedded, and then you guys found it. Really good job.
So, Mr. Jones.
I know, I'm not supposed to start.
No. No commentary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But when you went on the air, that's how it became public that there was this whole issue that child pornography had been sent from your company to my law office, correct?
Objection, Judge, that calls for speculation that maybe one evidence.
I gotta tell you, man, from at this point, at an hour into his testimony, okay, he's a really strong witness. I never imagined him coming off this good on his own behalf. But so far, man, he's been doing a really good job of defending himself, you know?
All right. But in any event, once it became public, you claimed that Brianna Wu and Andrew Kimmel and the Young Turks.
And once again, I say this is all indefensible, but this guy's bringing up shit that is
Aaron
defensible.
I feel bad for the stenographer in this trail. Ha Jones talks a lot.
Had lied about you having sent it, correct?
They said more than that, if I remember.
Right, and you allege that in your complaint, right?
Yes.
And that
Quarter of the hour, no law regarding cannabis. I'm glad we waited. Cheers, everybody.
That you had sent child pornography, right?
Bong
People
can.
still say it all the time, everywhere.
It's a terrible thing to be accused of, correct?
Yeah, but they quit saying it, so I dropped the suit.
And they were spreading to all over the internet this lie about you that you had sent child pornography, correct?
Purposefully, yeah, that was the issue.
And that's why you brought this lawsuit, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Your Honor, this would be a fine time for a break.
All righty, so we will take our morning recess now, 15 minutes. I know you're probably saying to yourself, why do we need another recess? We just got up and down, but our staff has been here, and we've been working the whole entire time, and so I'm required to give them a break. So you'll continue to obey the rules of juror conduct. We're on 15 minutes, puts us at what time? I turned my Apple Watch off so much that I can't even find the clock now. So 12, let's say 12:10, okay? So we'll take a recess.
Looks like they might go right back into it. I don't know.
We're ready for a panel. Mr. Jones, you want to come up here, sir?
Dude, I think they cut the break out.
I'm going to need a minute once he brings the panel in because I left my notes on the desk.
You're welcome to mine, Judge.
Mr. Blow 313 Setstfin. Witty.
I swear I thought I opened this up on oh, I know what I did wrong here. Okay, 109.26. 109.26. I see what I did wrong.
Mr. Blow 313 Sextfin. Cough.
Elicit testimony.
Okay. So there we go. Quarter of the hour, I know. It's almost 4:20 in Newfoundland. Yeah, you guys want me to speed this up? Here comes the jury. We're in double time.
The entire panel has returned. Please be seated. Just give me 1 moment.
Double speed still.
Just bear with me for a moment. We're getting my notes right after my changes.
Double speed still. You're welcome. Don't you guys like watching stuff with me?
Thank you. Mr. Jones, before the break, we were talking about this lawsuit that
Normal
you
time.
brought, right? Remember
Yes.
that? Okay. And again, this lawsuit was brought against Mrs. Wu, Mr. Kimmel, and the Young Turks LLC for them stating online that you had sent child pornography to the plaintiffs in this case, correct?
They said more than that.
Okay. But was that the gist of it?
No.
Tell me what you sued them for.
I mean, they said that I intentionally did it and that I was, horrible. They said a bunch of stuff. It was a lot of different program shows.
Okay.
And we.
Okay. But the gist of the lie here was that you had sent child pornography to the plaintiffs in this case, yes?
Yes. Not that it had been sent to me unopened, then discovered by you and Discovery sent to you.
They left that part out, correct?
I don't remember now.
Okay. But that would have been important context for them to provide an accurate account of what happened here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And they didn't do that.
Yes.
Right. And as a result of those statements, you claimed that this had resulted in viral spread of this lie about you, correct?
Yes.
The Young Turks had a Twitter account. They posted it to that, correct?
Dang. I missed most of it.
They have a popular television show that's also on television. And the issue was I
just asked you about the Twitter account, sir. So
Jeez,
let's just go one step at a time. I
Okay.
mean, the concern you had was that this lie about you was spreading online, correct?
Yes.
In a viral way, right?
Yes.
And what you meant by that was that it was taking off online, correct?
Yes.
And reaching a wide audience, yes?
Yes.
4:20 in Newfoundland. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
This, as you call
Bong
it,
cam. It's time for the bong
one
cam.
of the worst smears that can be spread about anyone. The more people that came in contact with that, the more damage was being done to you, correct?
I mean, I think that's fair to say.
And because the more people who see this, the more people who believe it, right?
Well, I don't know they're going to believe it, but
That's the concern, right?
yes.
Because if people believe, especially a large number of people who encounter this lie on the internet, that you possess child pornography, that would be a horrible, horrible stain on your reputation as an individual, correct?
I think it's 20 years in prison, too.
Correct. They accused you of a felony, didn't they?
Yes.
Rights. It just does not make sense.
And not only just any felony. I mean, assault is a felony, but this is a particular kind of felony, possessing child pornography, right?
And distributing it.
And it's the type of allegation that would provoke a lot of anger in people who if they were to believe that about you, right?
Yes.
And might provoke people to even want to confront you about it, right?
Objection calls for speculation what might occur.
I think you testified earlier that you have come across people who have accused you of this, right?
It's still ongoing.
Right. And if that happens, obviously there are certain measures you need to take to try and protect yourself from people who may need to do you harm as a result of this, right?
And when they stop saying it, we drop the suit. We just want to stop saying it.
But I'm just saying, when people believe something horrible like this, that you're a child pornographer, that could lead to people who believe it to hate you, right?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Overruled.
I mean, I think that's fair to say.
And if they really believed it and they really hated you, you might have a few people come after you, right?
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
Overruled.
Well, like the police.
That's one, right? But what about people who are just out there and unhinged, thinking, Alex Jones, child pornographer. Next time I see him, boy. That's a concern, right? It's a reasonable concern.
And they name my name. I didn't name most of these people's names.
Yeah, I'm not asking you about that, right? I know you might kind of.
Oh, but you're trying to relate the two. See,
right.
you know.
Let's move on to the next.
Yeah, she's like that. You don't get to fucking to relate one thing of something and act like it doesn't have relation in another way that he was able to connect to, buddy. The judge caught it immediately. She said, "Let's move on."
And as a result of that concern, you yourself have taken measures to protect you and your family, correct?
We have to have more security as a Sandy Hook thing, actually, than that.
Well, you got security guards in the courtroom right now, don't you?
Yeah.
These two gentlemen over here in the black jackets, that's part of your security team?
Yes.
They follow you everywhere you go, right?
Yes, not due to the fake child porn, but due to this.
Well, you've had a security team for a long time, haven't you?
That's but the main. I mean, dressing.
I'm just asking you.
Objection.
Have you had a security team for a long time?
Doors.
Good camera work.
Why? Objection.
4 years since the Sandy Hook suits.
And this gentleman here on the right, that's Tim Enwell, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, he's your head of security?
Yes.
And they walk around with your pieces, right? So they can communicate with one another?
I don't know they have those.
You flew up here on a private jet, is that right?
A charter plane.
Charter plane, okay. And so one of the reasons you do that is because you travel commercial, you know who you're going to run into, right?
Since this case, yes.
Okay.
Since the Texas case, it's
Just really want to
bad.
It's not a big point here, but you are under oath, and so I just want to ask you.
Objection, Judge, again.
So let's just get the
Is it your
next
testimony?
question.
Objection that we had
You've never
Right,
charged?
just 1 second. Sidebar, please.
So, I'm gonna get this. I don't want to interrupt it. So what do you suggest? You're talking. I can't hear what you're saying. Can we stop? Can we stop it?
I objected to his instructing counsel, which is the role of the court. You've been said
Right, so if you haven't, I don't think you project myself more than that. If you're not, just ask me.
Understood. Yep.
Understand what just happened there, guys, and this is so important because this is what I was talking about earlier, okay? This judge is saying, when that guy objects, you need to shut the fuck up, okay? You're being unprofessional, so much to the point that I have to stop the whole goddamn case right now and pull you over to a sidebar and say, hey, man, I can't hear his objection when you're talking over him. You need to stop doing it. And that motherfucker was acting all nonchalant about it. He's like, yeah. Did you see the way he walked off and dismissed what the judge said? That dude's disrespectful as fuck. I'm telling you, Alex Jones has a really good defense team here. You know, he hired some really good people. And the judge is understanding that they're more professional than what the state is producing, or I should say, you know, whoever's representing the families here probably.
So just as a gentle reminder, Mr. Jones,
Yes, ma'am.
just try to listen to the questions I ask. If there's an objection, we'll stop. And then,
Lawyer Smug. Oh yeah. And she shuts him down. She's a good, I gotta say, she's a good judge, man, you know?
Yes.
Never, before 2018, had you started a private jet. Sure you want to say that?
Yes.
All right.
3 minutes until top
So
of the hour.
in the financials that you turned over to us, we won't see any expenses prior to 2018 for any private chartered air travel, correct?
You said a jet. I mean, I think we rented Cessnas for aerial news shows at the border. One time, me and my wife and my children were in Canada. We rented a seaplane that flew us for a couple hours up to a place to eat. But other than that, I've never known. Not till now. Not till this.
Okay. So your testimony is that prior to this lawsuit, you actually did fly on chartered planes, correct?
No, you said a jet.
I'm sorry. If I was confusing you, but with the word jet.
Would a hot air balloon count? I have also rented those a few times in my life.
No, that's not what I was referring to. But
I have rented.
So.
Boom, pow.
Just wait for questions. No question.
Imagination, imagination.
Prior to this lawsuit, you had paid for
Thank you, Alex
chartered
Jones.
private air travel, correct?
Yes, not jets.
One for Alex.
And
It's been more than one for Alex, bro.
in
His
addition
team
to the
is
security
really
team that
good.
you have, and your private air travel arrangements, I take it that you
And this
have
guy's an asshole.
security systems at your homes, correct?
Sure.
And obviously at your office, you have pretty extensive security at the Infowars offices.
Yes.
But he disregards like
So with
protocol.
this lawsuit,
You know,
Phil,
why don't we bring
I
up?
just started watching.
part of working in the courtroom is adhering to the protocol, and it's just so weird that this guy doesn't do that. He's a very unprofessional lawyer. Whoever he's working for, they did a poor job in picking this guy. Top of the hour, I can hear the music playing. Let's go with the bong cam again. It's bong cam time. But I'm not packed, so we call that a
Bring up paragraph 7 on page 3.
party foul.
I
Party foul.
I don't know the Georgia.
I think you moved to the sideline.
Which number?
424.
Okay. No law regarding cannabis, everybody.
34.
Happy top of the hour.
Yes.
Cheers.
434 was made a full exhibit 45 minutes ago.
So let's pull up paragraph 7 if you want my critique, please. Okay. And this is a complaint that one of your lawyers, Robert Barnes, drafted on your behalf, correct?
Yes.
It was filed in a lawsuit to commence this lawsuit against these people.
Yes.
And one of the claims you made was that on June 17th, 2019, at 9:44 p.m., the Young Turks, by and through St. Uyghur, that's somebody associated with that group, yes? St. Uyghur is a person associated with the Young
Yes.
Turks, published on its Twitter account, quote, Alex Jones sent child porn to Sandy Hook parents. See Exhibit 1, the Young Turks Twitter account. And then said the same headline made the Young Turks video page, where it still stands today. And so there was a tweet, right? And there was a headline associated on their video page, according to this paragraph, correct?
I believe so.
All right. And if you go further down, you say here that they hold themselves out as, quote, serious journalists with millions of followers across multiple social media platforms and the biggest media network on YouTube that is completely monetized by YouTube, et cetera, correct?
Yes.
And the point of that is to show that these people who you claim lied about you had a significant platform that could result in significant harm to you, yes?
Yes, and we weren't allowed to respond back because we weren't on that platform.
Okay. So, let me just write that. So, the
lawyer looks like Handsome Dan, the DJ from Wayne's World.
you then go down further, and let's go to paragraph 12.
You're
One of the things
you're
that
welcome.
We're bringing this case where
You're
something
welcome.
called defamation per se, right?
Now you can't unsee it.
And
Handsome
claim for
Dan.
defamation per se, the words are so
Whoa.
obviously hurtful
You're like,
that they require no proof
where's
that they
Dan
cause
at?
injury in order for them to be actionable. Accusing a professional of deliberately sending child pornography to opposing attorneys is a serious felony raises no questions as to its negative effect on your professional reputation, right?
Yes, they said my name.
Dude, this dumbass is wasting so much time to make one stupid fucking point. For those of you who can't keep up with the last half hour of this bullshit, the one point this guy's trying to make is that Alex,
Get to the point.
Alex, as a person who's been a victim of this very thing that he's now being accused of doing to somebody else, should be able to see that what he did was wrong. Okay, we get it. Get to the fucking point, dumbass. I bet the judge is getting so fed up with all this bullshit right now. Handsome Dan, go Handsome Dan, go baby.
That just the fact that it was
spin
made
us some Zeppelin, bro. It's a six-pack of Zeppelin with Handsome Dan on Rockin' Thursdays with Handsome Dan.
So you're not, right?
No.
Okay.
Where's the goddamn CC at?
And when you did this, you attached as proof. Oh, let's go to page 6. Page 6.
I'm sorry, guys. I
And
didn't
at the end of it,
I didn't have that.
after you made these allegations, you said, wherefore, plaintiff respectfully prays for judgment against the defendants in a sum to be determined by a jury, right? Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
And as proof of the harm
Plaintiff
that
respectfully
you suffered as a result of this,
prays for judgment.
you included an exhibit. And let's go to exhibit 8. I'm sorry, page 8.
Still trying to make the same point.
So did the Young Turks lose everything? So the point means shit I feel.
Appreciate it.
So sorry to interrupt, counsel,
Right.
but you're referring to an exhibit that's part of this exhibit.
Yes, thank you. There was an exhibit 1 attached to the complaint. Thank you. That was
around to see the board here.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not going to use it just yet.
Let him just get situated.
And as you see here, this is the tweet that was so concerning to you, right? And there's a video associated with it, obviously not here on the printout.
No, it was what they said in the video where they said I was going to jail and I did it on purpose and a bunch of other incredible stuff.
I'm going to strike that, Your Honor. What you included in support of your lawsuit was this, yes?
Yes, an image of the video so you can see the video.
And the headline was Alex Jones sent child porn to Sandy Hook parents, correct?
Yes.
Now, as a technical matter, your agents did send child pornography to the Sandy Hook families, as a technical matter, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And down here, if you look at the bottom, how many retweets did this tweet have? You might have it in front of you, sir, if that's easier.
20.
20. And how many likes?
37.
Okay. And then over here, this 132, those are comments, yes?
I don't know.
You don't remember that? Okay.
The issue is the video, not...
I didn't ask you any questions, sir.
Handsome Dan.
All right, you can take that down. So there were 20 retweets and 37 likes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to put TYT, that's Young Turks, right?
Yes.
So
Handsome Dan.
20 retweets.
It's fucking Handsome Dan, bro. Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Woo, 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 woo. Handsome Dan. Handsome Dan. Handsome Dan.
37 likes, right?
Yes.
Now, you said you've been watching some of this trial, right?
Yes.
You know that Clint Watts testified here earlier this week, correct?
Down to a T.
Thank you, Phil.
And did you hear his testimony that at a minimum, your lies about Sandy Hook
Dude, look at how many likes and retweets Alex Jones
Reached
gets.
550 million just on social media alone. Did you recall that testimony? That's a yes or no.
Yes, I recall it.
You recall it.
Preposterous.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
And so, sir, just remember, no comments. Just
Oh,
answer
yes,
the
thank you.
question.
Can't say preposterous.
I'm done with this.
That's right.
Huh? I got it, thank you. Now, Mr. Jones, the lie you spread for years and years was that the families behind me were actors, correct?
I can't
That's a
answer.
yes or no.
No,
It's too complex. Sorry.
motion eliminated.
Can I have a sidebar on that?
The lies that you spread for Trump.
He doesn't think they were lies. I mean, the court has made that finding. And so this is the heart of that Fifth Amendment issue I alerted the court to. If he agrees with the characterization that it's a lie, he's testifying falsely. If he testifies truthfully, he's in contempt of a prior ruling of the court.
So I'll do something with it.
Okay, that's a good point, though.
I mean, look, he could take the thing.
So if we're going to get to that, I'd rather do it outside the jury's presence because my claim.
I'll try something.
Chris.
Dude, the lawyers are having their own sidebar. This is crazy. They excluded
So just wait for the next question.
Dude, they excluded the judge. That's
Mr. Jones,
what they just
for
did.
years and years and years, you called these families actors, correct?
No.
That's not correct.
No.
He called them crisis.
Remember in your deposition, sir?
The word was
You got
crisis.
Robbie Parker, right?
I was
Yes.
just thinking the same thing.
And
How crazy
you
this
always called
is.
Robbie Parker an actor many times, didn't you?
No, I said it looked like he was acting.
You said it looked like he was
The
acting?
internet is a huge thing.
Mr. Jones, is your
Yes, my
testimony...
client wasn't permitted to finish his answer.
These are not yes or-
No, I'm sorry, because now I've lost the question. So can you ask the question?
You know what? Let's do it this way. Mr. Jones, would you agree with me that if somebody were to lie about a group of people and call them actors
He's such an idiot.
and having faked their children's death, that would be a horrible thing to say about something?
I did not
Is
call
it
them
yes or
liars.
no?
As to the vouching in proper form, it's a contrary voucher. Nobody cares whether he agrees with Mr. Manager.
All right, sustained.
Mr. Jones, if someone were to falsely claim that a group of families who had lost loved ones were actors and had faked the deaths of their loved ones, that would be a horrible thing to say, correct?
In the context, it could be, yes.
Could be. And if somebody were to spread that claim to millions and millions and millions of people, one would expect those families who have been falsely accused to be damaged, correct?
Objection, speculation, judgment.
Yes or no, sir?
Overruled.
I cannot answer this question truthfully without violating the court's order.
Well, why don't we have an invocation then?
What's an invocation?
Oh, no, wait, Judge. This
All
is
right.
improper. I'm going to object.
So why don't I excuse the jury for a minute? This shouldn't be too long.
Holy shit. Wow, man.
Phil.
Okay, so the
Another
question
side
again?
Well, just before we had an agreement that if there was going to be any Fifth Amendment claims here to be done outside the presence of the jury, and then we're asking for an invocation.
When you say we had an agreement, you and the attorney.
Well, no, Attorney Pattis requested that. I wasn't prepared for him to invoke on that question.
Well, I don't know, I wasn't part of that agreement, but
I've
let's.
asked for an order that if there's going to be any further effort to evoke the Fifth Amendment or to elicit a Fifth Amendment response to be done outside the presence of the jury.
That's fine, but that's not what I was doing. I think the question will show that there's no valid assertion there.
All right, well, why don't, can you give me the question again? Or do you want me to play it back?
Yes.
Why don't we play that?
Okay, take your time, Madam Monitor.
Were actors who faked the deaths of their loved ones. That would be a horrible thing to say, correct?
In the context, it could be, yes.
And so it would spread that ring to millions and millions and millions of people. One would expect those families who have been falsely accused to be in a disgrace.
I cannot answer this question truthfully without following this order.
Well, why don't we have an impeachment?
What's an indication?
I'm going to wait because we need.
All right, let's go back, just before anybody else.
So crazy. I didn't know they could do that. They want to allow him to answer.
So we alerted the court earlier on that there may be an unusual Fifth Amendment issue in this case arising from the law of the case. Mr. Jones has suffered a disciplinary default in this case, resulting in his inability to contest liability. The court has established during the law of the case that.
Can we just back up for a second? So the question wasn't about Mr. Jones specifically, although maybe it was getting there. The question was, if someone spread that claim to millions and millions of people, one would expect people to be damaged. There's no.
No, there was you're missing a predicate in there, falsely. If they falsely spread this information.
Right, but this is not talking about Mr. Jones or free speech systems. This was a hypothetical.
He's not an expert, and he can't be questioned as an expert. He's here as a fact witness. And the fact that this is an attempt to sidestep the ruling, we once again have the motion in limine be used as a sword rather than a shield. We didn't make motions in limine to limit this material, the plaintiffs did. The contention here is that Mr. Jones, the law of the case is that the court has concluded these statements were false, not because they were litigated, but because of failure to comply with discovery. We can't talk about that. The plaintiffs have earned the right to call him a liar in open court. That whether we agree or not, that's the law of the case. What they've not done is earn the right to put him in a position where he either disagrees with their characterization of him, thus running afoul of a prior ruling of the court, or agrees with them, thus committing perjury. We would go further and say that if we get to a point where an invocation is necessary, they're not entitled to an adverse inference because that is giving undue weight.
So, Attorney Pattis,
Big Mac 83.
What would be wrong if
Good morning.
his
What have I
answer, his
missed?
true answer, how would it violate the order, is if he says he denies the extent of the damage.
Hey, Merck.
Well, I don't know that that's responsive to the question, candidly.
Yeah. So, Your Honor, I think what's happening here is we had a sidebar to avoid a proper assertion. I said I'll do it a different way. And so I came back here, and instead of telling Mr. Jones that he had lied, I said if one did, that would cause damage.
Who cares?
Well, I think it's got to be asked in a way that.
His lawyer said, "Who cares?"
And I don't want to tell you how to ask.
Holy shit!
No, let me just get it out.
His lawyer said,
We're not putting Mr. Jones in a pickle, but where the jury understands that the issue has been decided, which they've been told many, many times now. So, can you think of a way to do it along those lines. So here, the court has already determined that liability is not an issue. The jury is just determining damages. And so what's the question for Mr. Jones?
No, there is no, first of all, he's a defendant. This isn't impeachment on credibility grounds.
What the question is, though.
The question is, rather than ask him directly, where he now thinks, a truthful answer would somehow incriminate himself, I've asked him whether or not one would expect that if one were to do these things, it would cause harm. Now, Attorney Pattis is still free to argue at any point that the harm caused here wasn't what the plaintiff's alleged. That's what he's apparently claiming. But Mr. Jones's response to that question, if the answer is yes, one would expect that type of harm. That doesn't violate the court's orders, and it's not false. If the answer is no, one wouldn't expect that. That doesn't violate the court's orders, and it's not false, right? So either one, he can testify truthfully without violating the court's order and putting himself in contempt.
Or I don't know.
Or I don't know.
All right, so
the
how
problem
is...
with that, Judge, is it's argumentative in tone. He's not an expert. And so what one does isn't what we're here to show. We're here to show what he did.
Right, but that's a different... No, Attorney Pattis, how many times do I have to say when I'm speaking, you stop? You have been a member of the bar for a long, long time, and you know the rules in all the courts. Wow. So your objection was that it was a motion in limine issue, I thought, that it would require him to lie. I now hear that it's a different objection, that it's speculative, he's not an expert.
I'm waiting to finish, so I don't want to follow your order. I have been in offshore for a long time. As you know, I insist on making my record, so thank you. And I'm sorry that I stepped on your question. I thought I wasn't done. What I was trying to say was the follow-up.
It's getting pretty toasty.
I objected because he's trying to get an evocation in the jury's presence, which is entirely wrong, without permission of the court. I objected further because he was asking Mr. Jones a question that places him on the horns of the dilemma. In the course of all of his proffer outside the jury's presence, he's now switched it to one would expect. That is simply not relevant. That's argumentative. He's a fact with his state of mind, but his conduct is...
I can't disagree with that, so I will sustain the objection.
Wow, he won a point.
Where does that leave us?
And I'll tell you why.
To possible future.
But because she fucking way jumped the gun on him for cutting her off, and she felt guilty, so she gave him the point,
Vacation.
If there's going to be an invocation, I've requested it.
Well played, bro. Well played.
That I can argue about whether the plaintiffs are entitled.
All right. So how does that work procedurally? So there's a question. You're going to invoke on his behalf.
I can't do that. I don't think. I'm just within the jury's presence. I'll argue it. I'll simply say motion
civil
about
case.
Motion about evocation.
Okay. Does that work, Attorney Matty?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. So if that happens, Mr. Jones, if that happens, just put the brakes on, okay? So she can do it. Okay, let's bring the jury out.
Yeah, stand up, AJ. You can do it.
So can I just see counsel in the meantime? So I can count on one hand how many times I argued. My entire career. I used to argue, and you stop on a dime. You gotta do that for me. You have a good record. You have your job. You're right. It's a positive.
No, look, Judge, here's the deal.
Oh my God, dude, that's crazy that he just did that. Bro, she literally pulled him aside to say, look, this is my fucking court. I've literally had to argue with someone one time ever in my courtroom. What you guys are doing is inexcusable.
Damn Alex in hot
and
water.
He literally cuts her off while she's talking. And did you see the look in her face when he did it? Oh my God, dude, this guy's got some balls.
Can I get lost in the moment? You've admonished me, and I'm working on it.
You're standing up for your right?
I'm a member of Advocates Anonymous, Judge. If I warm too much to my client's cause, that's why courts are here to ensure fair trials.
Oh! Damn, did you see the grin on his look? She's laughing too. Dude.
Hey, welcome back. As promised, we were pretty quick, so thank you for your patience.
Dude, this is a clown kangaroo ass court. I'm telling you, it's a clown court.
Seated.
She's a clown, dude. He clowns her, bro.
Our entire panel has returned.
They don't even know what they're doing, bro. This is crazy.
Give them a minute to settle
Where's
in.
the bailiff?
And whenever you're ready, turn your
God, man. Where's the order?
Thank you, Your Honor. You remember in your deposition, sir, you referred to, I asked you some questions about Robbie Parker, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I asked you some questions about Robbie Parker.
Yes.
I showed you some videos, right?
Yes.
And I showed you a video where you were describing not just one parent, but a bunch of parents coming up and doing a fake crying in the lab. Remember that video?
No, I don't.
Why don't we show 19?
Which exhibit is this? I'm sorry. 19?
You can't unsee handsome
A as in
Dan.
19I.
I.
It is full.
Thank you.
He just needs to let that scraggly hair grow a little bit longer, dude. He is fucking handsome, man.
CNN admits they did fake scud attacks on themselves back in 1991, 1990. Would they stage this? I don't know. The penguins live in Antarctica?
Phil.
Wolfgang W. Albert's our guest, former state police officer in the Norfolk Customs Department, and then over the last decades created one of the biggest, most successful school safety training groups, and he just has gone and investigated, and this is all needs a $3 bill, and they've been, but man, Wolfgang, you dropped a bombshell of your scores of points, your 16 questions. If you got a school of 100 kids and then nobody...
Okay, now look. I don't know if I'm allowed to actually play this part of his video on my YouTube channels, guys. I would think the algorithm would pick it up and I'd get in some sort of trouble for it. So just bear with me here, okay?
Okay. And when you were deposed, you acknowledged, did you not, that you had referred to the parents who had brought this case as actors?
I mean, you guys get the idea.
I mean, the only person's name I ever said was Robbie Parker, but I guess that's close to like 7 years ago or wherever it is. All long time ago.
So, Mr. Jones, just let's get back to it.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So the question was, do you remember in your deposition where you acknowledged that the families who had brought this case you had called actors? Do you remember that testimony, sir?
I think we've had like 4 depositions. Which one was it?
83.
You remember you were in my office?
Yes.
We were in a conference room?
Yes.
Okay, I was sitting just about as far as any from the court reporter from you.
I'm trying to remember we've had quite a few.
You and I have only had 2 in person, correct?
Yes. I mean,
okay.
And several over the.
We had 1 by Zoom, correct?
No, we had 2.
All right. Well, Mr. Jones, I'm talking about the ones when you were in person sitting right next to me.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to even refresh my memory.
So, am I correct that during that deposition, you acknowledged under oath that you had referred to these families as actors?
I don't remember the testimony, but I never even seen their faces until most of them really sued me. I don't know. So I can't answer your question. I don't have the answer to that.
You just don't remember that testimony is your answer, right?
I believe it's the same testimony I gave her today.
Okay. Well, why don't we, may I approach her?
You
Are you going to approach or not? What the fuck are you doing? It's weird.
Okay.
Oh.
Jones, I'm going to ask you. look at page 252. You see this question where I say, I'm asking.
Which exhibit, sir?
This is Mr. Jones' deposition.
Well, there are four of them. Which one is that?
April 5th, 2022.
Page 252.
Thank you.
I'm asking if you'd agree with that. You've given me two options here. One option is it is just an actor playing a character. The other option is it is somebody who is really who they say they are, but they're going along with the official script. Those are the options you gave me. Answer, yes, that's what you said, right? The first option, Robbie Parker is an actor creating a role. In that circumstance, Robbie Parker is just a fictitious character, correct? What'd you say?
Yes. That's role playing, yes.
You said yes, right?
Yeah.
In that context, the actor playing Robbie Parker would be going out in front of the whole world to give a statement, knowing that he's just playing a fictitious part, correct? What'd you say?
Yes.
Somebody coughed and it said foreign. At the bottom. That was so funny. Sometimes these translations at the bottom from like closed caption are just hilarious. I love when it says music, when it says noise.
Remember, in your deposition, you acknowledged that for this hoax to work, it couldn't just be Robbie Parker who was an actor. They all had to be in on it, correct?
You've refreshed my memory. I believe I was answering your hypothetical questions.
Okay. Listen to the question I just asked you. You acknowledged in your deposition that when you were calling this a hoax, that in order for this hoax to be pulled off, it wouldn't just be Robbie Parker, it would have to be all the families who were actors, correct?
We're recovering the controversy of was it staged or not.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Can you answer that question, sir?
Can you refresh me with the transcript?
Sure.
The last one's very helpful.
In fact, let's just pull it up for everybody.
Yeah, but Alex Jones is playing dumb right now. He knows what he said. He knows exactly what he said.
So this is the exhibit.
He's been doing this for the whole time. He's been acting like he doesn't remember anything. Making this guy pull up videos, calling his bluffs.
Now we're going to play a portion of Mr. Jones's deposition.
He calls every bluff, bro. I wonder what the lawyer thinks about that.
Cannabis heals. Yeah, he is played dumb.
Maybe the lawyer said, don't give him anything,
What was the exhibit number?
Make him fucking take every point.
It's not an exhibit, it's an admission.
Make him prove every point.
We'll get to the number for the deposition.
Foreign. It said again at the bottom, foreign. Foreign again.
Cannabis heals. Yeah, you want him to work for every answer.
Thank you for your patience,
No problem.
Yeah, they're making them work, man. I should put it in fast forward right now. This is taking them forever. We're almost at the end of the testimony here. Okay, we're in double time, and there's only 3 minutes left.
Mr. Jones, Pawtucket Village.
A Pawtucket Village, I believe, goes back to examples like before the Russian Revolution, czars would build fake villages for PR stunts. Then I think there was some, I read the exact historic nature of it. I may be wrong about that. Something to do with Russian history and government staging events.
Right. And this Potemkin village would be filled with people to play parts as if they were villagers, correct?
Yes.
Actors in a hoax that the government was staging.
It's like the Truman Show.
And The Truman Show, that's a movie, yes?
Yes.
Where this fake village is plopped down and everybody who populates it is in on the hoax, yes?
I think that's what the movie's about.
And that's what Potemkin Village is, to your understanding?
It's got a lot of definitions, but I think that's a fair one.
Is that about right? Is that how you were using it when you were deposed?
You got to refresh my memory.
That's what we're trying to do here. All right, we'll play it now.
So your claim, in response to my question, that there was a fictitious person named Robbie Parker with an actor playing, you'd agree with me that by going in front of the camera to millions and millions of people, there would be somebody who would know, hey, I know that guy. That's not Robbie Parker, right? Objection. Just answer that question. Do you think that, is that a reasonable expectation?
No.
Okay. Objection. And if somebody were to recognize,
It's a Potemkin village.
if somebody were to recognize the person playing Robbie Parker isn't in fact Robbie Parker, that would blow the whole hoax, right?
Objection. Objection. You know what Potemkin village is?
Answer my question.
Not as a Potemkin village.
Okay. By Potemkin village, you mean everybody who was in the immediate community would have been in on it.
Well, they set that up
right
during World War II.
No. That's what you mean, that everybody in the community is in.
Not everybody, but in a close-knit area.
Which would mean it's certainly all the parents of children who were killed would have to be part of that conspiracy, right?
Or maybe it didn't even happen.
Wow.
That be a good time for lunch break, Ron?
I think so.
Your Honor, I just need to know what exhibit that was.
Can we get that too?
Yes, this I think is 372.
372?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will take our lunch break. We'll be back right for 2 p.m. It is as imperative as always that you continue to obey the rules of juror conduct. Ron will take your notepads. If you go out, I'm not sure what the weather's like, it's hard to tell, but if you do venture out, just make sure that as you come back in, you avoid any of the witnesses or parties or lawyers associated with the case and any media that you might see. So I hope everyone has a nice lunch. We'll take a recess.
Wow, good job, guys. Those of you that stayed around, there's an hour and 34 minutes left. Now there's part 2. I did not know. It just started playing automatically. Wow, we're going to get even more of this.
Hello, welcome back from lunch break.
Big Mac 83.
Good afternoon, everyone.
PSSH Unreal. Keep
Please
it
be
open.
seated when you find your seats. Regularly assigned
Big Mac
seats.
83.
Council will stipulate that the entire panel has
keep it open.
returned.
Yes, Your Honor.
Seated. So comfortable, Mr. Jones. Let Mr. Farrell hand
Cannabis
out the
healers.
notepads.
Keep it open.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. Whenever you're ready, Attorney Matter, you may continue.
Mr. Jones, do you remember before the break I showed a video of your deposition?
Yes.
And in that video, what you were acknowledging is that your claims that the parents were actors. You remember that?
No, it was hypothetical about the Potemkin village.
That's what you think that was? Let's play it again. Can we pull up, please, that clip?
Wow.
Watch it up, Mr. Jones.
You're going to play the clip again?
372, Judge.
Thank you.
What is he doing, man? What? He's such an idiot. This guy's an idiot. I mean, I don't even know what he's trying to prove at this point. What's his purpose, you know?
there's a fictitious person in Robbie Parker with an actor playing, you'd agree with me that by going in front of the camera to millions and millions of people, there would be somebody who would know, hey, I know that guy. That's not Robbie Parker, right? Just answer that.
I got a cramp in my leg.
Do you think is that a reasonable expectation?
No.
Okay. And if somebody were to recognize,
It's a Potemkin village.
if somebody were to recognize the person playing Robbie Parker isn't in fact Robbie Parker.
Who is it?
Technical difficulty.
Your claim in response to my question that there's a fictitious person in Robbie Parker with an actor playing, you'd agree with me that by going in front of the camera to millions and millions of people, there would be somebody who would know, hey, I know that guy. That's not Robbie Parker, right? Just answer that question. Do you think is that a reasonable expectation?
No.
Okay. And if somebody were to recognize,
It's a Potemkin village.
if somebody were to recognize
Big Mac 83.
the person playing Robbie Parker isn't in fact Robbie Parker, that would blow the whole hoax, right?
Objection. You know what Potemkin village is?
Answer my question.
Not as a Potemkin village.
Okay. By Potemkin village, you mean everybody who was in the immediate community would have been in on it.
Well, they sent that up
Right?
during World War II.
No. That's what you mean, that everybody in the community is in on it.
Not everybody, but in a close-knit area.
Which would mean it's certainly all the parents of children who were killed would have to be part of that conspiracy, right?
Or maybe it didn't even happen.
God damn, dude.
Everybody in the community is in.
Not everybody, but in a close-knit area.
Which would mean it's certainly all the parents of children who were killed would have to be part of that conspiracy, right?
Or maybe it didn't even happen, is what people were saying.
So they're clearly actors. And what you're describing for me is a conspiracy in which, where there is a mass shooting, that everybody involved in the mass shooting has to be in on the hoax, right? For it to work.
Objection. Yes.
Okay. And in that circumstance, if everybody's in on the hoax, that means that there were never any children to begin with, right?
Objection. Yes.
Because it wouldn't be believable that only one parent would fake their child's death. It would have to be everybody.
Objection.
Yes?
Yes.
That was your testimony, sir?
You say the school was only open as a cutout, right? And what you mean by cutout is basically a set, as if in a movie or a play.
Potemkin village,
right? So this was basically just a fake set on which this hoax could play out, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, when you say cutout, that's what you mean?
Yes.
Right. And you say that it was closed until right before the shooting, right? The school itself?
Yes.
That's your testimony, right, Mr. Jones? That's a yes or no question.
It's highly edited. No, that's not my testimony. So, I mean, what
Was that you speaking?
Objection.
No, but it's, I mean,
No, just wait till the next question.
I mean, I said in the interview, I thought it happened. Just edited. Yes.
Okay. This was your deposition testimony, was it not, that I just played?
Yes, clips of it.
And you acknowledged during your deposition that you had said that the parents were clearly actors, quote, clearly actors, correct?
No, I said it looked like Robbie Parker was acting.
Mr. Jones, are you aware, having watched some of this trial, that this jury has actually seen a lot of your videos already?
I watched some of the trial.
Sir, please just, if you can answer my question. Are you aware, having watched some of the trial, that this jury has already seen a lot of the videos that you made about Sandy Hook?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know?
Sustained.
Move to strike.
So ordered.
I like those studio monitors on the desk right there.
Mr. Jones,
I wouldn't mind having a pair of those.
did you watch the parts of the trial?
They look like NS10s.
A video of you saying the parents.
Shout out recording studios and engineers.
I don't remember.
Okay. You're not telling this jury that you never said there were clearly actors, are you?
No, and there's been a point in time where I believe it probably was a hoax. There's all the stuff surrounding it.
Judge, I just move to strike that.
I think it's responsive.
I'm going to strike it.
So let's see if we can do this again. You're not telling this jury that you never said they were clearly actors, right?
No, I'm not
You
telling
acknowledge you said that.
I said some might have been. It looked like some might have been, yes.
And we just saw you say, when I asked you what you meant by a cutout, and you acknowledged that you meant that it was just a set on which this fake hoax could play out, right? You see that testimony there?
You were asking me a hypothetical of what it is, yes.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
So ordered.
Alex Jones is so ornery, bro.
So when you called,
He's a hostile
let's do
fucking
this.
witness.
You acknowledged that among the things that you said about Sandy Hook was that it was fake, yes?
Yes.
Synthetic,
Yes.
manufactured,
Yes.
with actors,
Yes.
total hoax.
Yes.
You acknowledge that repeatedly you mocked parents by saying that they had done the fake, the laughing and then the fake crying, right?
I know, not parents. I said Robbie Parker. Look fake to me.
Did you remember the video we just saw earlier in which you said, it's not just one, you have a bunch of parents doing that? Do you remember?
I told you I didn't say their names, so I can't say I said the parents.
So, did you remember when we just played a video, not long ago,
This testimony is exhausting.
that I showed you on this very point,
He's just on one point.
where you said, it's not just one parent doing this, but a bunch of parents?
I
Did you
remember
remember
the
seeing the video?
Yes.
That was you in it, right?
Yes.
You chose to say that. Nobody made you say
Yes.
that, right? Now, Mr. Jones, am I correct that over time, there have been many instances in which you have learned that there are members of your audience who have been provoked to violence?
Look at those studio monitors, bro.
Nobody cares about this.
No.
Right there. Look at that set of studio
I'm not
monitors.
correct about that.
On the
That,
desk.
to this day, you're
Just 1 second, Trinity. If your client is going to speak through your objection, there's nothing I can do about it at this point. So should I remind them again?
MTSMPTE.
Yes, please.
So
Waste of NS10S.
when your attorney objects.
Maybe the judge has a band and she has runs a recording studio there at night.
I understand.
I mean, they even got
you
XLRs
respect of
plugged
your
in
many,
the
many,
bad
many
boys.
millions of
Quarter-inch and
audience members.
XLR.
And many of them believe what you said, right?
Yes.
And you
Look
know
at
over
RCA,
time,
actually.
members of your audience have committed violence, correct?
That question's, I can't answer that.
You don't know the answer to that, what you're
I
saying.
mean, they're not NS10s, but it's in the style of NS10, you know?
And
A desktop speaker.
you familiar with a 2011 Rolling Stone article in which you were profiled?
Vaguely.
You say vaguely. Isn't that an article that you prominently featured on your website?
There's been a lot of articles on the website.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can refresh your recollection. Why don't we pull up Exhibit 74?
That is a full exhibit, Your Honor.
Rolling Stone, Alex Jones quote.
And let's go down a page. Okay, here we go. Right, you recognize that this was part of your website in which you were telling your audience all about you, about Alex Jones, right?
And when, Judge?
Sustained.
This is an evidence with the date, Your Honor.
My client needs to know the date.
Well, let me ask him. Let's go back to the top.
I love how the lawyer can just say whatever the fuck he wants, and Alex Jones is limited to yes, no, and I don't know. You know? Fucking crazy.
It's
kangaroo court.
This is a webpage of yours is about Alex Jones, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if we go, and you don't dispute that you published this, yes?
Looks like an old, some old, no, looks like my site.
Yeah. And if we go down to the bottom, it's okay, I need that. Go ahead, yeah, let's pull that up. You can see here, Mr. Jones, that you quoted a 2011 Rolling Stone article, right?
Yes, I mean, I acknowledge there's been a lot of Rolling Stone articles.
How many have there been about you?
Quite a few.
Okay. Is this the one that you featured on your website?
That was a funny quote.
All right. You don't remember any of what?
I mean, I vaguely remember what you're talking about. So
You remember that you were profiled in 2011 in Rolling Stone, yes?
Same answer I gave you a few minutes ago, yes.
And you decided to feature that quotes from that article on your website, right?
Somebody did, yes.
Is this your website? Do you take responsibility for anything, Mr. Johnson?
No, but I mean,
Objection to the form moved to strike
most
that.
of it.
Night drive. Morning. His
And in this
like
2011 Rolling Stone
What's up,
article,
Billy?
you actually cooperated with the author. You gave him an interview, did you not?
I remember the interview now. I've never seen his name.
And in that interview, you told the author, quote, "Some unstable people are drawn to the bright flame of enlightenment. That is so-called conspiracy culture. Some trees are going to become uprooted in a storm like this, but we can't stop telling the truth for fear of what telling the truth is going to do." Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, that's what you said, right?
Yes.
Some people become uprooted, don't they?
You think a lot of lawsuits will be filed
Right.
because there are
In
a lot
the
of
whole culture,
lies
yes.
and
People in your
gossip
audience,
these
right?
days.
I don't know.
Speaking in
Night
general.
drive.
And these are people that you use, don't
He
you?
talks in farts, BRP,
No.
Okay.
BRT.
What about Dan Vidani? You know Dan Vidani?
Yes.
Dan Vidani was an employee of yours, correct?
Briefly, full time, then did some stuff for us, yes.
Yeah. And when you got sued, you were very, very nervous about being connected to Dan Vidani, weren't you?
No, I mean, I like Dan, but I like Dan.
Is that a no? You weren't nervous about being connected to him?
I mean, later when he did some things we didn't like, I said we couldn't work with him anymore.
I'm talking about when you were sued. When you were sued here, 2018, remember that?
Yes.
One of the first things you did was direct Rob Dew to figure out when was the last time you paid Dan Vidani, isn't it?
I don't remember that.
You don't? Do you deny it?
No, I mean.
And during your first deposition in Texas, you said under oath that the last thing Dan Vidani ever did for you was cover the Boston Marathon bombing, correct?
I mean, it all just bleeds together. This is years ago. I don't remember.
No, sir. You weren't deposed years ago. You testified.
I wasn't deposed years ago?
You testified in Texas, did you not, that the last thing Dan Vidani ever did for you was cover the Boston Marathon?
Objection to the form, Judge. It's impeachment. The rules.
I know he covered that.
The item.
Do you not know if you testified to that?
Objection.
I don't remember.
Let's pull up.
I need my sunglasses, man.
Exhibit 185, this is in evidence.
I can't see the screen. I can only see this screen. I can't see that screen.
Let's just pull up the header in the first sentence there.
Wow.
This is from Rod Dew, right?
Yes.
Rod Dew, one of your longtime top employees, correct?
Yes.
In fact, Rod Dew came up to Connecticut with you for your deposition, right?
Yes.
And he came up to Connecticut with you for your trial testimony. He's here right now.
Yes.
And Rod Dew is emailing Melinda Flores. Melinda is your bookkeeper, correct?
Was.
And Tim Fruget, that's your longtime business director, correct?
Yes.
And he's copying an M. Balin at Baker Law. That's one of your lawyers, right?
Whoa.
Was.
If I go like that, I can see the screen.
Who was it this time, yes?
Yes.
And what's the date?
Out the shades.
5/24/18.
Right.
If I turn my head sideways, I can see the screen.
Damn it up.
It says, from what I can tell, we paid our last invoice to Dan on January 2016. The invoice was from December 2015, right? That's what it says?
It does say that.
And this is the day after you were sued by these families that Rob Dew's looking into this, right?
I don't remember this.
Right. Well, you don't remember? The question is, was this the day after you were sued?
If you tell me so.
No, sir. You're the witness here.
I don't remember.
Well, let me see if I can refresh your recollection. Let's bring up that the complaint we were looking at earlier. You remember we were looking at the lawsuit earlier where you sued somebody else?
I can see the screen. If I go like this, it blacks it out.
And
if I go like this, I can see the screen.
Let's go to paragraph 5.
Almost perfectly clear, even better.
May 23rd, 2018, InfoWars, Jones' employer was sued by a range of people, including those related to the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting. I read that right?
Yes.
So if that's true, and this is your complaint, right?
Yes.
Rob Dew, the day after, is trying to figure out when Dan Bitondi last worked for you guys, right?
I guess that's an email, yes.
And then, pull that down. I think your testimony is that you don't recall whether you said the last thing he ever covered for you was the Boston Marathon bombing, right?
Yeah, I don't remember any of this, yes.
And the reason that you were so concerned about Dan Bitondi is because you knew exactly what you had him do for you, right?
Objection, it seems in fact not in evidence.
Okay. When you would send Dan Bitondi on a mission, what would you call him?
All sorts of names.
Pitbull.
Oh, why don't we see if we can refresh your recollection? Let's play Exhibit 11.
The hitman. The cold-blooded killer.
Do you know the clown that said about Bitondi when we sent him on a mission? Release the Kraken.
It's hilarious, isn't it, Mr. Jones?
I mean, I don't know the context of the clip. We are laughing.
Yeah. You can't tell from the clip what the context is?
No.
And when you send Dan Bitondi on a mission, you know what the Kraken is? That's a mythological monster, correct?
Yes.
And when you release Mr. Bitondi, it's because you want him to behave exactly in that way, right?
Objection is to form.
I mean, I don't know what specifics you're talking about. She'll refresh my memory.
Let me do that. Let me refresh your memory about what happens when you send Mr. Bitondi on a mission. It's Exhibit 27, Your Honor.
It is a full exhibit.
Thank you.
Sir, I'm looking for your retirement for also.
Wow, retirement, huh?
You know, retirement,
Retirement, huh? Wow.
We know you have my course from the police. I know, I have to speak to us.
Retirement for retirement. Retirement for retirement.
Retirement. Speak to us. Seeing this live, folks, right now. Sandy Hook Police Chief right here, put in for retirement. He's not answering the questions, and he's leaving more.
Retirement, huh? I'm trying to find, do you know about this issue from his, credit for a while ago? How you guys feel like that? I'm choosing, I'm saying.
I don't understand anything he's saying.
You see the life all 30 days, seeing people saying, he's walking out the path on the stairs. This is all. Yeah, you gotta go and I'm not on the way stairs, buddy. What's this guy's name again? He's the criminal in front of us, walking up path down the walkway. And there's
Applause, music.
I'm gonna walk us down. My way up the road, where is me? Piece of shit. Retirement, huh? How's your retirement going? Are you trying to cover up Sandy Hook? We know you have communication with the helicopter, that's protocol, sir. Yeah. I'm a pilot myself, so you know, oh, thank you. You know, the information's gonna come out, you know that, right? If people go to jail, if you lie down the stand. Will! Retirement, wow. That's great. I hope you enjoy that retirement. So are you retiring due to the fact that Sandy Hook was covered? So you went around the police chief of Sandy Hook there in Connecticut? Yeah. He's covering up the whole operation. They had communication with the helicopter, the line on the stand. That's perjury, sir. You know what perjury is?
You got nothing to hide, just speak to us, sir.
Yeah, you got nothing to hide, just speak.
Take a moment to speak with us. You're public figure, sir.
So you know you're lying on the air, right?
Where the hell are they going?
Who was holding you?
Weird.
That's the Kraken, right? David Dottie?
Yeah.
And you thought so highly of Dan Bidani that you actually allowed him to live stream this to your audience, correct?
I don't believe so.
No?
It looks like he had his own show on another, but he just put him, I don't remember exactly, but that doesn't look like anything we put up. I think clips of it may have been played on one of the other shows I have with host, if memory serves. But I mean, first time I saw this was a few years ago.
What year do you think this was?
I don't remember.
Your testimony is the first time you saw this was like a few years ago?
I mean, what, can you refresh my memory?
Do you need your memory refreshed?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened 2 weeks ago on my show. A lot of on-air stuff.
It's
that
true.
Doesn't look like our graphics.
I don't remember what happened 2 weeks ago on my show, let alone 3 shows ago.
Go ahead, keep playing it.
We put up so many shows, you don't remember that shit. It's true.
You got nothing to hide, just speak to us. I'm going to jail.
You're going to jail, criminal. Oh, you're going to retirement. You served defendant criminals. How do you feel about that? You know, this guy here is somebody out of Central Cast in the planet. This is the exact person that they would hire to represent criminals, folks. The Sandy Hook truth is coming out, you people go to jail. You can smile all you want, you're going to jail for fraud. All right, we're going to credentials DanBidani.infowars.com, the #1 alternative news source in the world. Fly right on the air. What do you have to say about defending criminals?
What to say?
You ever see Mr. Jones that he was live right on the air?
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say.
Did you hear him say in that video to the people he was harassing that they were live on the air?
Yes.
Okay. And are you familiar with your corporate representative's testimony that in fact this had been streamed through InfoWars? Are you familiar with that testimony?
I'm not familiar with that, and I don't even really get the point you're getting at.
Mr. Jones? Yeah. It's not for you to get the point. It's for the jury. Okay?
Objection, move to strike that again, Judge.
So, Mr. Jones, over here.
It's not Mr. Jones' testimony, I move to strike.
Excuse me, I'm speaking. So listen to the question that's asked and answer the question that's asked. Your answer was not responsive in any way, shape, or form. So I can have the monitor read it out, or I can have Mr. Madden ask the question again. But just listen to the question that's asked and answer that question. So whether or not you get the point of where Mr. Madden is going with it is not a concern.
My objection was to the gratuitous comments from counsel. I object to those comments.
To the extent there were any gratuitous comments by anyone, they're stricken. So, Mr. Madden, do you want me to have the monitor play the question back, or do you have it?
That's not necessary,
Okay.
Your Honor. Because I think ultimately where you're going to land, Mr. Jones, is that you just don't know whether this was streamed by influence, right?
Yes, I know we put some stuff on air. This looks like his show he would do and put Infowars on it. I know he had his own streaming show. That's why I can't answer the question. I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to move to strike that part.
So
and the answer is you don't.
I don't know.
You do know that after this, Mr. Badani came back on to talk about Sandy Hook, right?
I believe they had him on some shows, yes.
You had him on, didn't you?
I had him on some. I can't remember all the days.
And what you wanted him on to talk about was this new revelation that an FBI agent, John Dew, Rob Dew's uncle, was now investigating Sandy Hook, correct?
I do remember that happened.
Yeah. And I think you titled that video, Mega Massive Cover-Up, FBI Agent Now Investigating Sandy Hook, right?
Someone titled that, probably me.
And if you're familiar with Rob Dew's testimony, that the reality is he doesn't even know if his uncle was a janitor for the FBI. You aware of that?
I think that was a sarcastic comment. Did you ask him that?
Move to strike. Are you aware that that was his testimony?
I think I heard about it secondhand.
From who, Rob?
Yes, he said it was a joke.
Oh, he did? That's what he said?
Yeah.
He was under oath when he made that joke?
Like I told you, I heard it secondhand.
Right. Is Rob in the area today?
I think he is.
Yeah. Is he close by?
I'm not sure where he's at right now.
Would you be willing to present him to testify here?
Objection, Judge.
Sustained.
There's an objection pending. It's been sustained. Mr. Jones.
I can't keep telling your client that. If he wants to keep answering, I can only say it so many times.
I finally stopped myself that time.
Making
a joke. Finally stopped.
Familiar with a gentleman named Matthew Mills?
No.
Do you recall in your deposition, I showed you a broadcast of your show in which you had invited somebody on named Matthew Mills that had infiltrated the Super Bowl?
You mean a caller? I do remember that now, yes.
What do you remember about that?
I vaguely remember I remember that name about a caller from the Super Bowl.
So somebody just called into your show, you didn't know who he was?
Can you refresh my memory?
I can if you need a refresh.
I don't. I'm trying to help you, so I'm actually trying to answer the questions, but I don't have all the answers.
Okay, because what you just said, and please don't help me, I just want you to testify truthfully. If the answer, you kind of volunteered that somebody had called in, but the reality is that you don't know whether that's true or not, right?
Yes, so much. I think, can you, I remember that name. Maybe you brought it up to me in deposition or something.
And so, the video you remember is of you interviewing somebody who had infiltrated the Super Bowl. Do you remember at least that much?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, this is not yet in evidence. Get the right number here. It's Exhibit 13, Your Honor. Not offer it.
No foundation as yet.
I agree.
Your Honor, it might be useful for me to lay the foundation outside the presence of the jury. Mr. Jones could look at it.
He can't look at it on his own screen.
Unless we have headphones, because it's a video.
Oh, okay. All right, so this will be a quick one. You can leave your notepads, and Ron will take you into the jury room.
The jury shall be excused yet again. We've got 1 hour left on this video. 1 hour left. We could save it for later. How many people are watching? Let me see. I got this on full screen.
Please be seated.
Okay.
Fried dry.
We're going to pause.
He's losing weight.
We're going to pause this.
Phil. In here.
I see, Phil.
Nick Brown. Hash keep it open.
We've got a
Big Mac
whole
83.
hour of testimony left.
1.
And we could come back, this afternoon and watch it, man. I think that would be great. We'll still have a whole other. I don't want to overplay because we're down to just, my amount of viewers right now. It's really fallen off. So let's reconvene, okay, guys? What do you guys say? All right, we'll do it later on. Just turn on your notifications and let's say it's 10 right now.
Sorry, I have to go, sir. Cannabis heals. Okay.
Sometime between 1 and 3. Turn on your notifications. Follow @Truthier News on Twitter.
83. Okay, midday it is.
Turn on your Twitter notifications if you want to get notified from Twitter when I go live, because it'll come up as a tweet. Also follow Big Merc _83 on Twitter if you want to, because he usually tweets the show out. But follow @Truthier News on Twitter as well. Also turn all your notifications on and go check your notifications. And
I have some stuff to do as well.
Everybody check your phones and make sure you got your stuff going on. This is going to be interesting.
Later sounds
and
good.
we're gonna get more of this
drive
right here. I promise
Follow
you,
my
man.
OnlyFans.
All right, we'll watch the last hour of the testimony. Okay, I don't know if there's any more after that, but we're going to watch this. It's the Alex Jones Testifies in Connecticut Sandy Hook Defamation Trial, Part 2. That's where we are. I'll leave it right there. Okay, I'll just leave it right there. We'll just pause the broadcast, and I'll see you. Follow my Okay, I love you guys. Take care. Bye now.